Do you want to say something about...
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
I'm Matt Kibbe, the current student body president here at Adrian College. I chose AC because the campus simply feels like home. Everywhere I go, I know the amenities are there to help me succeed and get to the next level in my career. If you want to see what Adrian College has to offer, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 9th, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College has dozens of athletics programs, and winning is a staple on our campus. We have the culture of winning in and out of the classroom. This is a place where young men and women grow into professionals for life. Are you interested in learning more about the Bulldog experience? Visit adrianbulldogs.com and the Recruit Me tab to be recruited to play your sport of choice today. If you have what it takes, you could be a Bulldog in no time. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu.
We welcome you into a gloomy and rainy Sunday afternoon, on the campus of Adrian College as the Bulldogs play host to the Fighting Scots of the College of Wooster. I'm Ryan Cuddy, joined alongside Kelvin Keys. And Kelvin, it's been a bit of a sluggish start on offense for Adrian as they look to kickstart that here today.
Yeah, Adrian coming into this game with a 1-2-1 record. In that span, they've only scored a single goal. On the positive end of things, they've only allowed one goal, but 2 scoreless draws, including one yesterday against Heidelberg. So at this point in the season, I think frustration's starting to set in a little bit, and Adrian's doing a lot of the right things. I think they just need somebody to step up and provide a big goal here early on in this match against Wooster.
Yeah, expect a fun and exciting matchup. These two teams met a year ago as Adrian fell at the College of Wooster 3-2 in extra time in that one. And the Bulldogs 1-2-1 all time against this Fighting Scots team, only win coming back in 2017. So Kelvin, what are you thinking Adrian's got to do to kind of kickstart that offense and see if they can come out with a victory here today?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's an offense that needs to be kickstarted for Adrian. I mean, we saw yesterday's match, they had 15 shots, 7 of them were on target. So they're creating the chances. It's just a matter of bearing down, picking out the corner, and finishing the chances that they generate for themselves.
Yeah, Taylor Fisher in that will be the starter for Adrian College. She's had a stellar start to this season, and she last year had a streak of over 200 minutes scoreless that was broken up by this Fighting Scots team. So a whole lot of storylines coming into today. Fisher, like we mentioned earlier, only allowing 1 goal to open up this year, but as the both teams looking to start preparation here to get this one underway, we'll give you the starting lineups as it's Taylor Fisher in net, like we just mentioned, for Adrian College, McKenna Mahoney and Caitlin Dake alongside Sydney Anderson, Kelsey Zoli, Eve Davis, Emma Delzocchio is on the defensive line alongside number 16, Tegan Bergenson, number 17, Josie Huber still starting today alongside Zoe Blanchard and Sarah Hohenschied for Adrian College. College of Wooster will open up with possession here to get this one going on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Keep saying Saturday, NFL football getting underway, so should be drilled in my head that opening up here today. Along the far side, Adrian College looks to gain possession. They do. That's number 23, Zoe Blanchard, who had it along the out-of-bounds line, but College of Wooster came up with it as the Bulldogs retract possession right away. College of Wooster, their starting 11. They have the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native Cameron Nelson in net as the Fighting Scots halt the offensive stunt there for Adrian College. Kelsey Maley joins Haley Chris, the leading goal scorer for this Fighting Scots team, and Naomi Mann, Lindsay Moore, Teddy Farson. They'll be joined alongside also Abby Showalter, Helena Janchek, Katie Schumacher, and Emma Yaros. As we have a injured Fighting Scot on the play.
Yeah, we may want to step aside here while she's being tended to and then be back after the commercial with more soccer action.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
I can hear you, but not.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Inside Docking Stadium, as it's great to see Helena Janchek walking off the field. Ryan Cuddy joined alongside Kelvin Keys as Adrian will get possession in the College of Wooster zone as we are about to resume play.
Yeah, Ryan, unfortunate to see something like that transpire so early in the game, just a minute, 2 seconds in. I believe it was Caitlin Dake who was testing the Scots back line. Janchak did pretty well to clear it away to the far sideline, out for Adrian throw-in now, but I think she just fell awkwardly. Obviously don't want to speculate on what the injury could be, but certainly hope she's all right. Good to see her walking off the field and under her own power, I may add.
Yeah, awesome to see that, as it's going to be the sophomore Sydney Anderson looking like she's ready to cue up play.
Anderson had a really good performance yesterday. She came on as a substitute and then stayed on the field for most of the rest of the match, so you wonder if maybe she proved something to Coach Alamdari to deserve a spot in the starting 11.
Bulldogs pressuring here on the offensive end as Mahoney. She lost possession trying to re-come back at it, as it's going to be kept in by number 10. That's Del Zocchio for Adrian College. Nice backline defense, though, by the Fighting Scots.
That one was controlled really well by Soroy's.
Caitlin Dake at midfield got it taken away. That's number 23, Katie Schumacher.
Really nice flick there. That was past Hohenscheid, and looks as if Lindsay Moore will draw the foul. Don't know if that was a purposeful touch, but sort of used her foot as a ramp to propel it over Hohenscheid and then continued on with her run. Really creative play there from the junior midfielder out of North Ridgeville, Ohio.
Lily Glaza will take the free kick for College of Wooster as they look to set up a set piece here. It's a three-wall defense for Adrian College. Sent into the box as it's going to go over the head of everyone as Taylor Fisher washes it.
That was Mary Soroy, the defender for the Fighting Scots, who got up into the play on the set piece. That wasn't far away from her foot. It looked like that was going to fall perfectly for her. Adrian dodges a bullet here just over 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, luckily for Adrian College, that one went wide of the post as Fisher will send it down. That's Caitlin Dake making a nice move, trying to get it up ahead. That was to Mahoney, but it's too far out of her reach. Adrian College trying to hold possession, but they can't successfully as it's Schumacher sending up forward. That's number 28, Yaros, who had it, lost it in a dangerous position for Adrian College as Fisher will easily pick it up.
That was a rare mistake from Zoe Blanchard. I talk so much about how she's the anchor of Adrian's back line. That time she stepped up and was beat 1v1. That's not something you see typically. She's a pretty dependable center back for the Bulldogs.
College of Wooster now looking to attack in a dangerous position as it's Yaros, but I believe
she was offsides on the play.
Yep. Trying to get past that Bulldog back line, but a little too overeager there. Number 23, Zoe Blanchard, setting it up. 41:20 to go in this first half, just underway on the campus of Adrian College on a gray Sunday afternoon, a gloomy cloud skies overhead.
There was a really strong chance of thunderstorms this afternoon, so I'm glad this game has gotten underway as scheduled, and knock on wood, hopefully we won't see another stoppage. I was calling the women's game against Heidelberg yesterday, and we saw an hour-and-a-half long delay midway through. Certainly don't want that to happen again.
Mahoney's pass got deflected, but it's controlled by that's Kelsey Zoli. Gets deflected out. Number 23, Blanchard, tried to control.
Good work from Huber. You notice that bandage on her forehead. She was cut up yesterday, had to leave the field. Had a lot of blood all over her jersey, so now she's wearing number 17 today instead of her normal number 22. I think yesterday she swapped out shirts and then headed right back onto the field, so that tells you a little bit about the toughness of Josie Huber, the junior out of Milford, Michigan.
Yeah, only missing a little bit of playing time and then right back out there as setting up here is Zoe Blanchard into the box for Adrian College. It's going to be deflected out. Ball still alive as it was Caitlin Day coming in hot pursuit but couldn't get clean control of it. Ball is going to be squirted out towards midfield as Adrian College nearly making a mistake. That's number 16, Bergeron, yep, sorry.
Huber, good intervention there, backtracking as the midfielder to pick that pass off and win it back for the Bulldogs.
College of Wooster at midfield. Number 10, it's Naomi Mann losing control. Here comes Caitlin Dake as we're going to get a foul at midfield.
Yeah, it looks like Mann wanted a foul almost immediately after Hohenscheid kind of went in from behind on the challenge. Looks like a good foul call to me, and eventually Mann will win that free kick for the Fighting Scots.
Abby Showalter sent down towards the edge of the box, headed forward. Schumacher had an opportunity. Pardon me, that was actually Yaros on the near side for the Wooster College.
That one headed out, and it'll stay with Adrian for the throw-in. Dalzocchio to take it.
Dalzocchio into Dake, heading it forward, trying to get it over to Kelsey Zoli, but I believe it went out of bounds, so a throw-in coming here for College of Wooster. Edge of the box controlled there, skied up in the air towards midfield. Fighting Scots trying to gain control, pushed forward by Mann.
That's more of what we typically see from Blanchard, using the head well to clear away some of the danger.
Sydney Anderson along the far side trying to get a run here up to Eve Davis. Davis guarded closely by Maley. This one skied forward, trying to check it down as Kelsey Zoli, but winning the race there is the defense for the Fighting Scots, but it's going to be sent out of bounds and a throw-in coming for the Bulldogs in good position.
I'm interested with what we've seen so far from Adrian's attack. Yesterday, Kelsey Zoli was playing more as a midfielder. Today, it looks like she's their number 9 striker up top. Takes a bad touch on it there, but, I mean, she played a pivotal role yesterday, was providing passes to teammates, and now it looks like she'll be tasked with more of a goal-scoring role as we see McKenna Mahoney, who's typically our striker. She's back in more of an attacking midfielder role. So things getting swapped around. Coach Alamdari trying to make some tweaks, doing whatever he can to maybe generate a little bit more offense for the Bulldogs today.
Nelson sends it down for the Fighting Scots. Sydney Anderson had it momentarily along the far side as College of Wooster trying to get an attack going the other way, but it's going to be halted there by Blanchard momentarily. But the Fighting Scots still come up with it along the far side. Sent down into the box, deflected right at the edge of it.
Good defending by Dalzocchio. That was Haley Kriz, Worcester's leading scorer with 4 goals on the season, looking to take on the role of a provider that time. Had a lot of speed down the wing, a lot of open space, and pretty good option with the pass there as well. Good job by Adrian's back line to prevent that pass from going through to a Worcester player.
Controlling it there was Kelsey Zoli. Trying to size up the defender, looking for somewhere to go. Good defense, though, by Lindsey Moore. Anderson down looking for number 4, Caitlin Dake. It's going to be deflected out of bounds. And an Adrian throw-in coming up.
Dake may be a little bit fortunate there that she wasn't called for the foul against Lily Glaza, the Wooster defender. It looks like she caught her a little bit awkwardly there. One of those calls that could probably go either way, but this time it'll benefit Adrian with a no call from the referee.
So Anderson setting up a throw-in dangerous territory. Gives it to Dake. It's going to be skied up and out of bounds. Adrian still with possession.
I will say it's just so remarkable every time you watch Dake out on the field because she never gives up on the play. She's always the first one hustling to the ball. Even when she is isolated, always stays with the play no matter what.
Good defense here for the Fighting Scots, as that was nearly a dangerous opportunity with Mahoney cutting in behind the line.
Anderson really skilled with these throw-ins. She'll pick out Hohenscheid there with the pass.
Anderson trying to make a nice move. Hohenscheid ran out of real estate as this one skied down towards midfield. Just down into the Adrian side of the zone, but they flip the field. It's going to be out of bounds, deflected, and another throw-in. Anderson once more will take it. Working quickly, trying to get it up to Kelsey Zoli, but it's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, the Bulldogs are fortunate to keep possession here and work back into a similar position, but it really was a careless pass by Hohenscheid. Didn't get it back quickly to Anderson, and that's how you spring the opponent on the counter. Luckily, Adrian's backline was on top of things, but have to make sure that your passes have enough pace on them to deliver them promptly to your teammates.
College of Wooster now looking for a counterattack. This one skied down. Racing after it is number 28. That's Yaros for College of Wooster, but she'll run out of time. Fisher comes up to the edge of the box and takes it there.
Really good header there from Maley to cut it out.
This one skied down, and Nelson will just watch it go out of bounds. Still just underway, a little over 10 minutes. Ryan Cuddy joined alongside Calvin Keys here inside Docking Stadium. Looking like the weather's holding up for now, so knock on wood, like you mentioned earlier.
We're hoping it stays this way.
Yep.
Don't want to see another lengthy weather delay. And I think one of the reasons why we did see a scoreless draw between Adrian and Heidelberg yesterday, it's tough to keep your focus and continue to press onwards when you have such a long stretch of inactivity. Don't really know what the players were up to, maybe back in the locker room just hanging out, but it's certainly tough to stay focused in that sort of a scenario.
Yeah, tough to stay loose and, yeah, kind of keep your head in the game as this one's out of bounds, throw-in coming for College of Wooster.
They were forced to take shelter for an hour and a half and then given just 5 minutes to warm up. So doesn't usually bode well in any sort of athletics when you have a limited amount of time to get loose after a lengthy stoppage.
Yeah, definitely tough to kind of have a flawless performance or have a solid performance after a situation like that. This one's headed forward. Yarrow is playing it. Headed out. That was number 23 off of Hubert. But a good opportunity here for the Fighting Scots. Shot sitting and scored. 33 minutes to go in the first half, and we have our first tally of the night.
Ryan, that was Haley Kriz. That was a phenomenal first touch. You look at a pass that was sent in the air with pace. Kriz controlled it perfectly with the top of her foot and set herself up for what was really an easy finish by Taylor Fisher.
Yeah, Kriz adding on to a solid start to the season as the Fighting Scots have their first tally of the game, 1-0.
Yeah, Kriz, the sophomore forward out of Berea, Ohio. That's her 5th goal of the season. And this just the Scots' 5th game of the season. So a goal per game pace right now for Kriz.
Yeah, he'll definitely take that any day of the week, as nearly that was Eve Davis trying to cut through the middle of the defense for the Fighting Scots. So the Bulldogs now with a little bit of a hill to climb, though, still freshly underway in this one.
And that's only the 2nd goal that Adrian has conceded this season, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond. Only goal they conceded was last weekend in a Saturday match against Maryville down at an invitational tournament in Tennessee. Ended up losing that game 1-0. A lot of time left to be played here, and Bulldogs aren't going to go away quietly. I would certainly expect to see a strong response here and probably some more chances. It's been a game where Bulldogs have largely controlled the run of play with possession, and then it was really just a quick counter from Wooster that led to the goal from Haley Kriz.
And the lone goal for Adrian came in that aforementioned tournament down in Tennessee as Adrian College beat Sewanee 1-0.
That was their only win of the season to this point. So the goal today was to come in and try to get another 3 points in the standings. So far, that plan has met a bit of a hitch, conceding early to Wooster.
Wooster also, this is their second straight game, second straight day, playing an MIAA opponent. Played Alma yesterday. They were at Alma.
That's in my neck of the woods, Ryan, back in the mid-Michigan area. Alma College, just 20 minutes away from my childhood home in Mount Pleasant, so certainly very familiar. A couple of the guys from my high school graduating class actually playing football at Alma College now, so a little bit of a cool connection there. And that was where Kriz scored her 4th goal of the year yesterday, so goals in back-to-back games for Haley Kriz.
Yeah, Scots versus the Fighting Scots in that one yesterday. Came to a 2-2 draw, as this one's cleared out by Kelsey Maley for Wooster.
I don't know if that's like a new rivalry game that we'll see in the future, the Battle of Scotland, whatever you want to call it. Fighting Scots versus Scots.
Headed up into the box. Opportunity potentially brewing here for Adrian College. This one sent wide of the net. That was, I believe, Hohenscheid with an opportunity.
You wonder if maybe they had like a bagpipe performance at halftime or something to keep with the tradition. It would only be fitting.
I was going to say it could only be fitting for the halftime performance.
Wooster to take the goal kick here.
Skied up towards midfield. Misplaying it there was Huber for Adrian College, but she'll try to track it back down. Right behind her is Schumacher for Wooster. Blanchard now trying to get it back down to the Fighting Scots end of the field. She does, but just out of the reach of Kelsey Zoli.
One thing that's really been notable for Adrian in the handful of games that I've broadcast for them this season, they really like to play the ball quickly up the field, and I think sometimes that can cause some of their issues. They like to play long balls up in the air, and on this turf surface, the ball's going to run quickly. It's going to bounce extremely high 9 times out of 10. I think they would probably be better off playing short passes on the ground in the build-up. It makes it a lot easier to control. It's very rare that you see a first touch from Haley Kriz like she had. Oftentimes when it's flying at you, it's really tough to settle first time. So maybe Adrian looking to play it on the ground a little bit more could lead to some possible benefits.
Let's see if they attempt to do that. There was a collision between, that was Huber and number 28, Yaros for Wooster. Once again, another long through ball, but Caitlin Dake can't track it down.
Yeah, again, it's just another long pass that, with that sort of power behind it, it's just going to continue to roll for miles. And Dake's one of the faster players on the Bulldogs team, but she's not even able to catch up to that one.
So 1-0 in favor of the Fighting Scots here in the first half on the campus of Adrian College. Rocketed into the defensive line for Wooster. Past midfield. That's Del Zocchio trying to gain positioning for Adrian College. She does with some contact as Dake trying to control Cudin at midfield. Deflected Mahoney at midfield. She leads the team on the year with 7 shots.
7 shots, but no goals so far. Adrian's only goal this season has come from Leah Holman, who I don't see on the pitch right now, out of the starting 11. Bulldogs haven't made a substitution yet. So you get the feeling that, you know, that dangerous front three of Mahoney, Eve Davis, and Caitlin Dake, they're due for a goal here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, knocking on the door. Couple opportunities yesterday. Out of bounds. Fighting Scots maintain possession.
I was really excited to watch Wooster come and play Adrian today because you talk about a legendary program at the NCAA Division III level. A lot of that stems from their head coach, David Brown. He's one of the most legendary coaches in NCAA D3 history. It's his 32nd season at Wooster. He's achieved an overall record of 336 wins, 180 losses, and 57 draws. That's a .636 win percentage. That's a phenomenal rate for playing that amount of seasons. Usually in college you see up and down years, but he's remained relatively consistent in putting out a winner year in and year out.
Yeah, I think that's the craziest part is not just the length as Mahoney with a little bit of a collision. Good to see you get helped up by your teammates, but not just the length of a career he's had, but just the sustained success. As
I think Mahoney's cleat could be busted here. The bottom part of the shoe appears to be peeling off. It's something you can play through, but makes it difficult.
Yeah, on her left foot, you can definitely tell kind of the sole starting to rip there.
That's happened to me during my soccer career as well. Those boots take a great deal of wear and tear throughout the season, and sometimes you have to replace them midway through the year. You just hope that sort of thing where with the cleat falling apart will happen in practice rather than a game. Makes it difficult, this sort of scenario. Tough to play at your best when your equipment isn't really standing up to the task.
A little bit of confusion on whose possession it is. It will be the Bulldogs in the end, but
you know, as a soccer player, it's always you pick up the ball and you throw it in as quickly as you can, try to catch the referee sleeping. He's on top of his game, not going to let Wooster steal possession there.
Yep. Sydney Anderson on the back defensive line deflected it up. Along the near side, trying to track it down. She does. With a lot of room to work with. Sydney Anderson forward. Trying to find Caitlin Dake was Kelsey Zoli, but it's going to be too far in front, and it's going to just trail out of bounds.
I was a little bit surprised to see Zoli play that one wide. I think she had her back turned to Mahoney a little bit, but McKenna Mahoney had a ton of space there in the middle of the field, and maybe would have been better to look the other direction. Always tough to make that split-second decision, though, especially when you have defenders on you.
I think they are. Now they're going to tape up Mahoney's cleat. Is what their game plan is going to be here from now. Trying to fix up that broken boot.
Wooster fans complaining a little bit, but it's almost more of a safety issue if that bottom part with the studs on the bottom of McKenna Mahoney's boot continue to peel off, because if that happens in a split second, she could lose her footing, maybe twist an ankle or something. That's not something you want to see, so it's important that the referee stops play and allows her to make some repairs with the tape.
Opportunity potentially brewing in the box for Caitlin Dake, but it's going to be cleared out. I think there's actually Eve Davis, not Dake. There's Dake in the box trying to get a touch on the ball, but couldn't. Nice defensive positioning there for College of Wooster. Dake really had no room to work with.
5'6" forward Zoli, again, just really good turn. Got by the defender. Usually the mantra is to play the way you're facing, but she actually was able to turn her body around the defender guarding her and then get a nice through pass onto Dake, which nearly connected. This is a good ball here. And that was a nice play by Mary Soroy. She got just enough of a touch on the head to usher it by Kelsey Zoli. Otherwise, I think that would have fallen to her pretty nicely. The downside is it will be a corner for Adrian now.
So Caitlin Dake will be taking it. Real good opportunity here for Adrian College now to get back on the board and tie this one up. Dake sends it on in high up in the air, headed forward, deflected and saved. It was headed initially by Bergeron, and then I think it was Caitlin Dake who ran out of room. It was good positioning by Cameron Nelson, but Dake not able to get a clean shot off. Had a really good positioning in the box.
I think that may have actually been Eve Davis who kind of snuck in behind the defense of Wooster, but the header from Bergeron came in so hot, went off of Davis's midsection, just wasn't quite able to control it. Difficult play to make. Here's Chris again.
Yep, look out. Chris now trying to get something happening for the Fighting Scots, but no one home in the box.
The scoreline is deceiving in this one. Worcester's up 1-0, but Adrian's had the vast majority of the chances as well as the possession. It was really the Fighting Scots providing a counterattack that led to their goal.
along the far side. That was Eve Davis not able to keep it in. Kelsey Maley with the throw in at midfield. She'll take it once more, just a few more yards further down.
I'd like to go back to Wooster's manager, David Brown. Some of his accomplishments include being the winningest coach in Wooster soccer history. He's led them to 4 NCAC conference titles, top 30 in NCAA Division III women's soccer history in wins. He's a 4-time Coach of the Year in the NCAC and has coached 6 All-Americans and made 4 appearances in the NCAA Division III championships. That's a pretty impressive resume there. That's tough to match. Coach Alamdari has a lot of tenure for Adrian as well. He's been here for 15 seasons. He's the winningest coach in Adrian College history. So we're seeing really 2 formidable teams that are led by 2 very accomplished coaches.
Adrian College had an NCAA tournament win a few years ago.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have had a lot of success, not only on the national level, but in their conference in the MIAA. I believe they won back-to-back tournament titles in 2017 and 2018. That was a dangerous high kick there from Naomi Mann. You saw Mahoney running forward, trying to get her head on it, and then Mann can't raise the cleat up near the face of an opponent, so that play will be whistled dead for dangerous play, and it's a free kick for Adrian.
It will be Blanchard sizing it up. 20 minutes, 45 seconds to go in this first half. Blanchard down the field trying to find Dake, who got past the defensive line, but it was Cameron Nelson coming out a bit of the net to make the play on it.
Yeah, Nelson, the freshman keeper out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, putting this one away. Huber just got hit in the head again. She hasn't been able to catch a break. Part of the reason why I think she's taken so many bumps and bruises over the last 2 days is just from her playing style. Really, her mindset is she wants to win every single 50-50 ball no matter where it is on the field, and as a result, you're going to get beaten up a little bit when you're challenging every single player on the other team.
Sticking it out there, though.
That's the kind of player coaches love, that are just going to lay it all on the line, even for just trivial 50-50s. Those small plays can add up to something much bigger for any soccer team, really. Now we're seeing Anna Marie Foss-Moen coming in for the Bulldogs. She had a really, really strong performance. She's going to replace Caitlin Dake now. Yesterday, it was quite notable. She had multiple one-on-one attempts with the goalkeeper, struggled to pick out the corners, had 4 shots, 3 of them on goal, but as we said, those shots were directly at the keeper. I would really keep an eye on number 15 in yellow to try and run from wide positions in behind the back line of Wooster. She was able to have success doing that against Heidelberg yesterday and created several breakaway chances.
Yeah, fresh legs. Let's see what she can create here for Adrian College. But they're on the defensive end right now as College of Wooster trying to get something going. It's going to be deflected out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. So a corner kick upcoming. This will be the first of the afternoon for the Fighting Scots.
Yeah, that was a play where Adrian let down for a moment. Haley Kriz did really well to keep it in. I think multiple Bulldogs thought it was going out of play, and then fed it up to Teddy Farson, who nearly put in a dangerous cross that was luckily blocked by Tegan Bergeron.
Naomi Mann will be taking it up into the box. It's going to be headed out, though still with possession. It's Schumacher just missing the crossbar. Katie Schumacher nearly just netted her second goal of the season. Instead, it remains 1-0 with 18:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, the senior midfielder out of North Canton, Ohio, a really strong attempt off the half volley there. Tough to keep that ball down when it's bouncing like that. For Adrian's defense, I think someone may have lost their mark. Important to watch that player at the top of the 18-yard box. Sometimes they can go unguarded, though, because you're so focused on where the ball is going that then after it bounces around in the 18 for a little while, sometimes if it falls to a player, they can have a lot of space at their disposal at the top of the penalty area.
Yeah, that's what Schumacher had. Had tons of space, like you mentioned, but wasn't able to convert, so it remains 1-0 as it's going to be misplayed there by Glaza, and it'll be a throw-in for Adrian College. Anderson Up in the air to Zoli. Near side, Zoli into the box, looking for Mahoney. Mahoney still with it, an opportunity, scores! We are tied 1-1. McKenna Mahoney with her first of the season. And the Bulldogs answer right back.
You can just sense the feeling of relief to finally just put another ball in the back of the net. That's what McKenna Mahoney has shown she is so good at doing over these past 4 seasons in a Bulldog uniform. And again, it was just a really good first touch. We saw it at the other end of the field, led to Wooster's goal. Haley Kriz with a great first touch on the ball. That time, it was McKenna Mahoney collecting the pass well from Kelsey Zoli, used that first touch to get around the defender, and from then, it was just a matter of putting it into the corner, which she did well. Had some good power behind that shot, too.
Yeah, went near side. And with about a cleat and a half, she has her first goal of the year, leading scorer from a season ago.
Yeah, that was really impressive from Mahoney. I think it was a smart read. Initially, I thought there was a lot more space at the far post. She opted to go to the near post, but, I mean, it worked out well in retrospect, tied the game up at 1 apiece, and I think with the way her body was turned, that was the better option. I think if she had opted to try and shoot across the way she was facing, she might not have been able to put as much power behind the strike.
Dangerous play there. Nelson doing a good job with being alert to get that one out of the box. As Kelsey Zoli hits the turf, there's going to be a foul on the Fighting Scots. That's going to be Naomi Mann. So Adrian College, all of a sudden, you kind of feel that momentum shifting. The big weight off their back, 1-1. Still 16 and a half minutes to go in the first half. It's going to be Foss Moen taking the kick just outside the box. Foss Moen winds up. She'll take it on net. Nelson didn't make the clean save, and it's going to be a rebound in the back of the net for Adrian College. Cameron Nelson made the initial stop, but couldn't corral it. And it popped right out, and I couldn't tell who found the back of the net.
That was Josie Huber. Really excellent job with a follow-up opportunity. Coaches always preach to follow the play in on goal because often there's some really brilliant rebound chances there, and you saw it. Huber beat the defenders to the ball. It was right on a platter for her. Foss Moen with a really, really excellent delivery. Not quite sure who had that first shot, but for the goalkeeper, Cameron Nelson, she made the first save, but the issue there was she wasn't able to push it out to the sideline. It came right back out in front, and Huber able to make the most of the chance.
1 goal in 4 games, and now 2 goals in a span of a few minutes. And Adrian College has taken the lead here late in the first.
I kind of figured, Ryan, if they were able to score one, then the floodgates would sort of open, if you will, and that's kind of what we've seen. It's a team playing with a lot more confidence. They just needed to see the ball go in the goal, and, I mean, this is a talented lineup. We knew it was going to come eventually. They were in a little bit of a funk, and it seems like they've made their way out of it.
So now the Fighting Scots with some work to do in the box. Adrian College will just let this go out. That was Blanchard walling off a defender. So a goal kick upcoming here for Taylor Fisher.
I think we're seeing 2 goals that have been heavily impacted by Anna Marie Foss Moen, who came in just about 10 minutes ago into the match. First goal isn't going to be credited with an assist on either goal for the Bulldogs. The first one, she fed a nice pass in for Kelsey Zoli, who then provided the final ball to Mahoney, and then she took the set piece there that eventually led up to Huber's goal. Really talented player, the Fresh Meadow Lake Orion.
It really has turned this game into the favor of the Bulldogs here. Under 15 to go.
And for Wooster, it's really difficult to figure out who you're going to cover when they have Dake, Davis, Zoli, Mahoney, now Foss Moen. Tough to shut down 4 to 5 different players at once.
Yep, you double team someone or put the attention on someone, and then you got to think a dangerous offensive weapon is going to leak free somewhere. Mahoney heading forward at midfield, gets it over to Eve Davis. Eve Davis on the far side, trying to turn the corner. Eve Davis walled off there. That's Kelsey Maley. It's going to go out of bounds off of who? Because it went into the dangerous position. Would have been a corner kick if it was off of the Fighting Scots, but it's going to be out of bounds on Adrian College.
Yeah, that was really remarkable from Maley to be able to shield that ball out without taking a foul or without making a touch on it.
Samoan, that's going to go out of bounds, but it's going to be off the Fighting Scots, I believe.
Going back to the offensive depth that the Bulldogs have, though, I think one of those players that we listed alone would cause a lot of headaches for opposing teams. And then you consider the fact that all 4 or 5 of those ladies are working together out on the pitch. I think it's the material of nightmares for opposing teams.
As one of those offensive weapons, Moen trying to create something happening in the box. Sends it in. Mahoney with an opportunity. Ball still alive. Coming out is Nelson to gobble it up and to make the stop. Mahoney not able to get a shot off there. But another opportunity in this offense finding its footing now.
That's what it takes to deny McKenna Mahoney, as Mary Soroy's just got in between Mahoney and the ball and allowed her keeper to come out and grab it. Another instance of really good defending from Wooster on back-to-back plays.
Too far forward for Moen. Dropping back is going to be Abby Showalter, and she'll just let it roam out of bounds. Substitution coming in. 3 for College of Wooster, and McKenna Mascaro, the captain of this Bulldog squad. One of them.
Yeah, it was really cool yesterday. We saw Mascaro get subbed on midway through the first half of the game yesterday against Heidelberg. She missed a lot of last season with a significant injury, so to see her back out there is really a positive sign, and the leadership she brings to the team will definitely be pivotal as Adrian looks to extend their 1-goal lead.
Let's see kind of impact she can make here. 12 minutes to go in the first half.
Wasn't able to spot with 4 substitutes coming on every single player that entered the game for Wooster, but Erica Beatty, number 8 from Spenceport, New York, one of the players that made her entry. Maybe Coach Brown making some tweaks after his team conceded 2 goals back-to-back in a very short span of time. Always concerning. Had a lead, but quickly gave it up.
Let's try to give Adrian different looks now as the Fighting Scots look to get some offensive rhythm going. We're going to have a foul on the far side on Adrian College.
I wonder if Josie Huber is going to continue to stick with that number 17 after scoring the goal today. Maybe it's good luck.
Yep.
We might not see her go back to 22 for the rest of the year. I wouldn't blame her if she stuck with number 17.
Got the offense going got the offense in the lead, I should say, as a free kick upcoming here.
Lily Glaza to take it.
Glaza into the box. It's going to stay low. Ball deflected up, still in the air. Fisher is going to come out and make the stop. Dropped it initially, but heads up and alert to just fall on top of it. Because there was a College of Wooster forward in the box there with an opportunity. Trying to see the number. It was number 8, Erica Beatty, who just checked in.
Stumbling on the ball there was Soroy's.
College of Wooster still with it, man forward. Trying to get an offensive opportunity here. 10:15 to go in the first half. In the corner, it's going to be deflected out of bounds off of the Bulldogs, so another corner kick upcoming. It's going to be Naomi Mann to take it. Defense setting up for Adrian College. Let's see the set piece that the Scouts come up with here. This one's going to be short, headed out. I believe that was off of Blanchard. Ball still alive as it's going to leave the dangerous territory for Adrian College. But the Fighting Scots still had it momentarily. Then Blanchard came up with it. Mahoney trying to get an attack going here for Adrian College. Going far side, trying to track it down. There was Eve Davis. But a nice defensive play to just boot it out of harm's way for the College of Wooster, as we're going to get a substitution in here for Adrian College.
Riley Mugrabi coming on. She's going to replace Eve Davis, who just had that run on the far side of the field that was shut down so well by Abby Showalter, junior defender out of Wheaton, Illinois. Showalter breaking up what was an extremely promising attack for Adrian. Davis had 2 runners on the far side. If she was able to get it to them. Showalter wouldn't let that happen.
Good defensive play as Fighting Scots have possession along the far side, but out of bounds. Nice pressure there.
It's crazy the amount of impact that a single goal can make. As soon as McKenna Mahoney put the ball in the back of the net a few moments ago, you really just felt that the weight of the world was lifted off the shoulders of this Bulldogs team, and they're playing a lot more freely and with a lot more purpose. And then the second goal came quickly from Josie Huber. And another set piece here.
Yep, foul coming. That was, I believe, Helena. Excuse me, I couldn't see the number actually there. But it's going to be a free kick upcoming for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Foss-Moen taking it. She took the first one that got the Bulldogs in the lead off of a deflection. She'll take it once more into the box. She'll put it on net and just miss the side. Foss-Moen, though, nearly putting Adrian up too. Zoe Peters alongside Charlotte Sefcik and number 4, Claire Goodwin-Kelly, all sub in.
And they're replacing Naomi Mann, Lily Glaza, and Haley Kriz, who has Worcester's only goal of the game so far.
Yeah,
Team effort here, trying to spot out the substitutes up in the booth.
Yep.
It's not an easy task.
Especially when you get those big substitutions in. 3, 4 people.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, as they say.
Exactly. This one's going to go out of bounds along the far side. Throw-in coming for Adrian College.
7 minutes left in this first half.
We got a great crew for you today. We got Forrest Vernier running the top cam, Reagan Petrowski running the show at director, Kelvin Keys alongside myself, Ryan Cuddy. College of Wooster with it in the offensive end, but a little collision, no foul called, and Adrian College clears it out towards midfield. Nice move there by Abby Showalter, keeping it at her feet.
Showalter continuing what's been a strong performance so far. Made a couple of nice stops to Adrian counterattacks, and then doing a nice job. What you love to see from your defenders is when they can defend well and then also distribute the ball up to your attacking players.
Under 6.5 to go. Free kick upcoming. Sent on into the box. Headed up, and it's going to go wide. Ball still alive. Who wants it? Adrian College comes up with it. It's Cindy Anderson pushing it up along the near sideline, but it's going to be deflected out towards number 32. It's Maggie Stevie.
That was a bit of a sketchy tackle down in the box. I think that was Mugrabi who went in for it.
Dangerous
Could have been
position.
a penalty call.
Yep.
Don't want to foul somebody in that sort of territory, but Adrian dodges a bullet.
Sent in, it's going to miss wide, and it's a goal kick upcoming with some more substitutions coming on. It's going to be 27-11 for Adrian College. Elise Fries and Leah Homan.
Taken off the field is going to be Emma Del Zocchio and Josie Huber, who had the second goal of today's match. Interesting shot selection a few moments ago for the College of Wooster. Kelsey Maley was really close to the end line, decided to try her luck. I don't blame her because she didn't have a lot of passing options, but at the same time, not very often you're going to score from that acute of an angle.
Foss-Moen's pressure forces that one to go out of bounds. Nowhere to go for the College of Wooster defense.
Foss-Moen's kind of a player that shifts from side to side wherever she sees a bit of a gap in the defense of her opponent. She started on the right side of the field when she was subbed on, and now you see her on the far side, the left. So maybe saw a favorable matchup on that side of the pitch. Interesting to look at there.
Had a lot of room to work with, but pass went too far out in front. Approaching the end of this first half. Bulldogs control a 2-1 lead. Mahoney forward, trying to get it towards Zoli. Mugrabi couldn't pick it up for Adrian College.
Good hustle by Farrell to get to it for the Fighting Scots. Dangerous pass sent across there by Steebley. 2 more subs for Adrian. Late on in this first half, it looks like their manager Alamdari is opting to give some of their starters a break and give some playing time to some of the backups, including the likes of Caitlin Lowers as well as Alana Earl. McKenna Mahoney and Kelsey Zoli, 2 of the top attacking players on this Adrian team, will exit the field.
Throw in coming from the far side, Leah Homan. Gives to Earl. This one along the far side, still up for grabs. Opportunity potentially coming up here for Adrian College as it's Lowers making a nice move. That one deflected.
Falls perfectly now for Fries.
Fries over Anderson into the box. Trying to find Lowers. That one deflected out by College of Wooster. Nice defensive play. And now trying to set up a counterattack as racing down after it is Julia Struck. But it's going to be cleared out of bounds by Blanchard.
With the feel and the tempo of this game that we've seen so far, that's what Worcester's going to need to look to do. And Adrian commits numbers up into Worcester's side of the pitch. They're going to need to look to counter quickly. That's a brilliant pass here for Struck.
Struck didn't have the angle, though. Under 2.5 to go in this first half. 2-1 on the campus of Adrian College. We'd like to thank you for tuning into Adrian College TV. Drop kick sent down, but then right back into the Adrian zone, out of bounds, though, off the Fighting Scots.
Goodwin Kelly sent that one out of bounds.
Sydney Anderson towards midfield, headed forward. Out of bounds. Referee is going to give possession to College of Wooster.
Yeah, tough as an assistant referee sometimes, and for those of you not familiar, assistant referee is the guy running the touchline with a flag, typically tasked with signaling possession off throw-ins and calling offside. They have a lot of things they have to worry about, a lot of different things they have to watch at the same time, and right there took the official to a moment to signal which direction the throw-in was going.
Maley couldn't keep it in out of bounds on the far side. Whistle, stoppage of play. Sydney Anderson will sub out.
Coming on is Adriana Tartaglia, sophomore out of Northville, Michigan, graduated from Farmington Hills Mercy High School. Lots of players from the Metro Detroit area. Coach Alamdari has talked at length about he enjoys recruiting from there, has built a lot of relationships with the soccer clubs in that area, and a lot of talent, to be honest, coming out of that Detroit area. Lots of reputable soccer clubs and high school programs as well. A lot of Adrian's best players hailing from that Detroit region. Foss Moen could be in here.
Yep, Mascaro played it forward for Foss Moen. But once more, she'll run out of room as it's going to go out of bounds. 30 seconds to go in the first half. College of Wooster trailing 2-1. They had the opening goal of the game as it was Chiz who got her 5th goal of the season. But then Mahoney found the back of the net, and then quickly after, it was Josie Huber. We're going to have a foul at midfield, 10 seconds to go. College of Wooster might have one final opportunity, but it looks like they're going to run out of time as they'll just wind this one down. As the first half comes to a close, and Kelvin, a solid offensive showing for Adrian College. It seemed like that offensive rhythm kind of started clicking here for Adrian College.
Started with a nice goal from McKenna Mahoney off the feeds from Foss Moen and Zoli. And from there, I mean, we talked about it. It felt like momentum was on their side. Started off the game down 1-0 after Haley Kriz got the first of the game. And then Mahoney responded, and Josie Huber followed it up with a nice rebound goal off of a set piece. Puts Adrian in a good position heading into the halftime break.
Yes, it does, as Adrian College leads it 2-1. Join us. We'll be back in just about 15 minutes' time. Stick with us here on Adrian College TV as the Bulldogs look to close out their second victory of the season.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life. A time of great significance, of growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as very special years. Never experienced before you arrived today and never replicated after you leave.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
Intercepted by the Bulldogs!
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more. In its 2021 edition of America's Best Colleges, U.S. News & World Report has once again ranked Adrian College as a top regional college in the Midwest. The institution was named to the Best Regional Colleges Midwest section for the 7th consecutive year, and once again listed number 2 in the Most Innovative Schools category. In addition to these honors, Adrian College was also named to the Best Undergraduate Teaching and Best Value College lists. Adrian College has been established as a distinctive and innovative educational leader in the United States. The institution places priority on a culture of innovation and critical thinking. This is the 12th consecutive year Adrian College has been featured by U.S. News & World Report. You can see the full list of rankings and find more information on their website. For more information about Adrian College, visit adrian.edu.
We're back live inside Docking Stadium on the campus of Adrian College. Ryan Cuddy joined alongside Calvin Keys as the Bulldogs hold a 2-1 lead over the visiting College of Wooster Fighting Scots. As we will open up with the stats for the first half. As you can see for Adrian College, total shots and shots on net, And then time of possession, I think, is what really stands out, don't you, Kelvin, in this first half?
Yeah, Bulldogs outpossessing the College of Wooster 62% to 38%. The shot totals were pretty comparable, but I think the quality of Adrian's chances were better. Overall, I think Wooster has equalized the amount of chances in a sense because they've done a good job of counterattacking quickly. That's how they scored the first goal of the game. Yeah, not too much work for either goalkeeper. It was 2 saves for Cameron Nelson for the Fighting Scots and 1 save for Taylor Fisher. Do a quick goals recap. First half scoring commenced with a goal in the 12th minute from Haley Kriz, assisted by Emma Yaros. And then finally Adrian able to find that elusive goal they so desired. 28th minute was McKenna Mahoney, who else, assisted by Kelsey Zoli. And then just 2 minutes later, in the 29th minute, it was Josie Huber with an unassisted goal. It was a set piece whipped in by Foss Moen that Nelson made the initial save on, and then Huber was all alone and just all she had to do was play it over the outstretched frame of Nelson into the goal.
What do you think College of Wooster is going to have to do in this second half? Do you think they're going to have to stick with that counterattacking mentality, or are they going to have to start trying to create some more offensive pressure just straight up?
Well, I think it'll be difficult for them to create more possession. They'll almost be better off, I feel, continuing to defend well, trying to shut the Bulldogs off the scoreboard for the rest of the game, and then continuing to do well with their counterattack. I thought their counterattack looked really good. Obviously, they got a goal off of it, and we'll likely see more of the same as Adrian's looking confident, and they're keeping a hold of the ball for long stretches in that first half.
Yeah, let's see if the Bulldogs can keep that up. 45 minutes back on the clock. It's going to be a fun 45 minutes. These two teams went to extra time a year ago with the Fighting Scots winning that one, so you know they're going to stay in this one. It's going to be tough for Adrian College. Let's see if they can hold on for their second victory of this season.
Foul called against Hohenscheid there as she gave a bit of a cold shoulder to Lindsay Moore. Free kick for the Fighting Scots to start this second half. I think one thing that's interesting, you were talking about the meeting they had, that was last season, correct, when Worcester won 3-2 at their home field. Mahoney scored in that game as well in the 60th minute. She scored today in the 28th, so back-to-back goals for McKenna Mahoney against the Fighting Scots. Could be the first of many for Mahoney this season. I know she led the Bulldogs in scoring last year. Scored a great deal of goals, 11 to be exact, in 14 matches, so pretty good rate of success there.
Yep. Getting back on that board, getting back on the board, getting the monkey off the back as this one's up towards midfield, headed to the side by Caitlin Dake. Dake trying to create some pressure, and she does.
She's got to look for Zoli here.
Yep, Zoli's to her left. She gives it to Zoli on the edge of the box. Zoli waits patiently, sends it back to Dake. She's got Eve Davis now to her left. Nice move by Dake. Gives it to Eve Davis in the corner, trying to track it down inbounds. Couldn't do so. And nearly a great start to the second half for Adrian College.
Impressed by the defending of Worcester center backs who didn't allow either Dake or Zoli to get in behind them.
Throw-in taken by Maley. Out of bounds.
We were discussing how Mahoney scored 11 goals last season, just scored her first of this season tonight. I will say, I was a center back, so I'm maybe not the best person to ask, but when you score 1 goal, that feeling is amazing, and it makes you want to score more often. So Mahoney will definitely have a hunger to continue to get on the score sheet as the season progresses. Their next game is going to be on Wednesday against Michigan Dearborn. Still a lot of work to do in this one, though, is 42 minutes, 40 seconds still left on the clock here from Docking Stadium.
1-2-1 all time for Adrian College against this College of Wooster program.
And that touch from Haley Kriz there that went out of bounds, that was pretty much the opposite of the first touch she had that led up to the goal she scored in the first half. She controlled her touch in the final third to score masterfully. That time it was a little bit too heavy, and it gives possession back to the Bulldogs.
Throw in coming here for Del Zocchio. Pressuring there was number 8, Kelsey Zoli. It's going to go out of bounds off of the Fighting Scots.
It's important when you have the opposing team trapped in the corner like that. Don't make it easy for them to escape. And that's what Zoli did. Tiptoeing the rules there with a bit of physical contact, but it's important that you keep them pressed to the sideline. That's what they did. Bulldogs keep possession. They'll get another throw here.
Right in front of the Adrian College bench is where this throw-in will come from. Trying to find Zoli is
Great interception by Maley there.
Anderson skied out for it. McKenna Mahoney will track it down. On the far side, Mahoney is going to deflect that off of Emma Yaros.
Yaros had an assist in the first half. That was a really beautiful pass that she provided to Kriz. And she's been one of the catalysts for Wooster all night when they've tried to counter quickly. When they have one possession off of Adrian, she's been at the middle of it.
Far side, Dake playing forward, miscommunication between her and Anderson. Anderson stayed and Dake sent it forward. Goal kick upcoming here for Cameron Nelson.
Adrian's had more success, obviously. 2 goals tonight for them after being shut out in their previous game yesterday, but still seeing some issues with those through passes. A little bit too much behind them for teammates to run onto.
Skied up there by Huber.
If Huber is nursing any kind of head injury from yesterday when she got clocked in the forehead with, I believe it was an elbow, she's certainly not showing it. She's won a great deal of aerial balls in this game so far for the Bulldogs.
Kind of what you touched on earlier, just about how every 50-50 ball she feels like she can win. She's at least going to fight for it, even with the bandaged up and all.
Even the ones that she feels she can't win, she's still getting into the mix and giving it a go. It's just awesome to see that kind of perseverance and that kind of effort. Any sport, if you show that kind of commitment to your teammates and to the game, it's going to pay off for you.
Midfield with it to Schumacher. Wooster trying to get something going, deflected up. Having to play it there is Del Zocchio, and she'll just send it off out of bounds. She had Cruz with her. So always dangerous when she's trying to find open space. Nice move there by Lindsay Moore. Moore trying to play it just too far forward, as it was Teddy Farson who had the game winner a year ago in the 92nd minute for College of Wooster, but couldn't make a play on that one.
Going back to the work Del Zocchio did on the ball in for Kriz, you have the leading goal scorer hot on your tail. Wasn't phased at all and was able to shield it to the sideline. I was really impressed by that.
College of Wooster, though, with some maintained offensive possession, and just as I say that, they nearly turn it over as McKenna Mahoney picks up a loose ball, trying to get some room to work with. Plays it forward for number 24, that's Honchide. Racing after it is Caitlin Dake now. Long run for Dake. She comes up with it into the box. Over Nelson's head. Rebound opportunity. Somehow stayed out.
Kelsey Maley, the last line of defense, beating out Eve Davis for the ball. That just saved a goal for the Fighting Scots.
Nearly, very nearly a 2-goal advantage for Adrian College instead. The Fighting Scots still trail by just 1.
The work from Mahoney in the midfield to beat a couple of Wooster players on the dribble. And then Dake showing off the speed in the open field to track it down, and just a wonderful cross.
Zoli over to Dake once again. She's going to have a long track for the ball. It's going to be
very nearly 3-1 in this game. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, you're good. Just out of bounds off of College of Wooster. Throw-in coming, Sydney Anderson. Mahoney along the far side. Deflected up. As it's Huber colliding with, I believe that was Schumacher.
I think Huber may have made the most out of that contact. Good no call from the official. She's back on the ball now.
Huber collides again, this time with number 33. That was Sirius.
Adrian's head coach a bit frustrated with some of the officiating. Didn't really see too much in the contact. In the midfield, to me, it looked like two players colliding, but everyone has a different perspective. Obviously, it looks a lot different down on the field than it does up here in the booth, and vice versa.
Sky down by Delzocchio. Nearly costly turnovers. It's going to be offsides for Kelsey Zoli as it was misplayed by the Scots at the back line of defense. Zoli, I think, is going to be tagged with a yellow card for finishing off that play. Sent it into the net.
Yeah, the play had long been whistled dead, and Zoli shot it into the goal. Interesting decision there, but, I mean, from the point of view of somebody who played as a defender, there's nothing that makes you more upset than after the play like that, an opponent putting the ball into the goal. Mahoney still having a conversation with the ref, felt that Huber was fouled. The temperature of this game is rising a little bit here. At the same time, I don't know. If Zoli was confused as to whether the play stopped or not, I think it's better to lean on the side of putting the ball into the net rather than stopping and when the play would, in fact, continue. So she'll get a yellow card. We'll have to be on her best behavior for the rest of this one.
Definitely don't want to lose Kelsey Zoli for the Bulldogs as a shot coming. That one deflected out, but Sydney Anderson's going to have the rebound on the far side. Might have something going into the box. That one deflected off of a Wooster defender, and a throw-in coming with 35-55 still to go in the second half. Quickly working in was Anderson to Zoli. Zoli trying to shield off a defender. Deflected out, and it will stay with the Bulldogs. Let's see if they work quickly again. We'll try to set something up this time. Anderson in. Believe that's Dake on the far side. Eve Davis got walled off by a couple defenders. Blanchard back down. Mahoney tracks under it, but it was Schumacher who beat her to it. Mahoney off her head, trying to play it forward, but the College of Wooster defense is there. Nearly a turnover for number 11. That was Lindsey Moore. Instead, it'll go out of bounds. Let's see, is it off of Wooster? I believe it is, and a corner kick upcoming for Adrian College.
It's important that Adrian tries to score another goal here because one goal lead is not something that's necessarily comfortable. It's still anyone's game here with just a one goal difference in the score line. Pretty important that the Bulldogs work to find a third.
Dake will take it. She's got Zoli close to her right. Instead, she'll send it into the box over the head of a one defender, not over a second. Zoli there, though, in perfect positioning for the rebound and deflects it.
Mary Soroy's has had a number of notable clearances, kind of serving as the last line of defense when their keeper, Cameron Nelson's been caught out of position. There's another one for her there on a testing corner kick cross.
This one headed out by Glaza. And a corner kick once more, this time from the opposite side.
And these corner kicks have a bit of a stack effect, too. You're really tiring out the other team that has to work really hard to stay with their mark on these corners, and also just they have to play with a little bit of desperation just from the fact that the ball is so close to their own goal.
Adrian looking for a 2-goal lead. Eve Davis sends it in, stays low and headed out. The College of Wooster defense once more holds up strong with the rain falling inside Docking Stadium.
See what the decision is here. I think what the case is, Adrian was trying to take the throw in further up from where the ball left the field of play. So the referee kind of gave them instruction as to back up and take it from a little bit of a less favorable position. Zoli with a hard collision as she had an opponent sliding in at her ankles. That's something you like to see there. Blanchard will just let this one roll.
33 minutes to go now in the second half. Ryan Cuddy joined alongside Kelvin Keys. Let's see, Sydney Anderson awaiting.
Dake trying to turn the corner.
Yeah, trying to shield off a defender. There's going to be contact, a foul. Good job by Dake there to shield off that ball. kept her feet moving, forced the contact.
Yeah, it was Emma Yaros trying to win the ball off Dake, and as Dake persisted, Yaros took a handful of number 4 in yellow shirt, and the referee initially played advantage, but as Dake passed it up the field and turned it over, good call by the ref to bring it back for a free kick on the ground. Blanchard to take.
Blanchard forward. It's going to be headed by, I believe that was Dake. Eve Davis was in hot pursuit of it, but it got cleared out.
Zoe Blanchard does a really good job of putting those free kicks into dangerous areas from deep on Adrian's side of the pitch. Tough to hit it with that much distance and accuracy at the same time. Another injured player down for Wooster, and with that, we will step aside for a few moments. Chance to catch our breath here at Docking Stadium. Stay with us for more women's soccer coverage.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
We're back inside Docking Stadium as Lindsay Moore being helped to the sideline by her coach. As let's hope she's okay. 31:48 to go in the second half. We're about to resume play.
We were just talking about it again. Don't want to try and guess what the injury is, but looked like favoring that left leg a little bit. So I definitely know ankle injuries and lower leg injuries, a serious thing in soccer. I definitely suffered them during my career, and they're no fun. So hoping for a speedy recovery for Lindsay Moore after she went to the ground in a bit of a heap and may have twisted her leg in a direction it wasn't supposed to go.
Let's hope she's all right as that one goes out of bounds. College of Wooster possession.
Adrian's leading right now, but their manager, Ali Alamdari, has not lost his intensity at all, contesting for every call with the sideline official and really just continuing to yell out instructions to his team and really just trying to give them any advantage he can, trying to motivate them.
Nice move there.
That's an even better pass for Dake.
Dake trying to turn the corner, looking for room to go. Dake send it forward into the box, but it got deflected out. Schumacher towards the near side, towards Kriz. Kriz, the leading goal scorer for College of Wooster, makes a nice move, trying to get past Blanchard, but could not. Kriz deflects that, and it's going to go off of Del Zocchio for Adrian College.
Just the slightest of touches there. Interesting play as Kriz lost the ball to Blanchard. Del Zocchio took it, and then Kriz staying with the play to win it right back, and now the throw in.
Kriz skied it up into the box, somehow kept it alive. Loose ball, who wants it? Still skied up. Anderson will shield off any defender, and it'll be a goal kick upcoming for Adrian College.
Wooster thought they deserved the corner. Very tough to tell with a lot of bodies in the mix. Ultimately, it's a goal kick, which Taylor Fisher will take here.
Sent down, headed up off of a fighting Scott. Anderson along the far side, trying to find Dake at midfield, but it got intercepted. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be College of Wooster possession.
I think it might actually be a free kick,
Yep.
potentially. Didn't see the foul, but referee signaled for a set piece. Very near the touchline, so easily confused with a throw-in, but it will be a kick.
So now, can the Fighting Scots come up with something here? 28:50 to go in the second half. Sent down. It's going to be off of Anderson, trying to play it over towards Dake. As Dake's pass off the mark. College of Wooster now along the far side, but not able to control that. Inbounds is Emma Yaros. So a throw-in coming for Sydney Anderson.
Foss Moen's going to check into the game again here pretty soon. Big part in both of the goals that Adrian scored as Huber knocked it to the turf, drawing another foul.
Yeah, again, Huber in the middle of everything, fighting after a loose ball. Blanchard will take the free kick. She's got Bergeron back there with her.
I would not be surprised if Blanchard's able to put this right onto the back line of Wooster. She's done so time and time again. A little bit short that time, as it was headed away by Bailey Farrell. Good work by Del Zocchio to stay with it, and she was tripped there. Kriz making a last-ditch effort to keep the ball in play.
Yeah.
But not a challenge that you particularly like to see, as it came across the foot of Del Zocchio from behind. And just a quick word from the ref. Nothing more, nothing less.
Here comes Del Zocchio with a free kick, letting her team get set up in position. Puts her right foot into this one, skied it up, edge of the box, deflected momentarily, and College of Wooster somehow keeps it a nice defensive play there, but it's going to go right to Zoe Blanchard. She'll send it back in, trying to find Eve Davis. It's going to be skied up. Nelson will come out and pick it up as it got deflected off the head. I believe that was of Lindsey Moore for College of Wooster.
Lindsey Moore actually just came off the field, so I think that was Giorski, but it was interesting defensive decision having to be made under pressure. When you head the ball back to the goalkeeper, they're able to pick it up. If you pass it to them with your foot on the ground, then the goalkeeper is forced to use their feet. So a good read by Giorski to use the head. Barely got back to the keeper Nelson, but just able to emerge unscathed is the College of Wooster. Huber with a arm around Teddy Farson, dragging her down. That's been a bit of a physical battle all night. Huber versus Farson. Huber drew the foul on the far side of the field a couple minutes ago, and this time the call will go in Farson's favor.
Under 26 to play now. Free kick upcoming for College of Wooster. It's going to be Abby Showalter taking it. Nice ball played through. It's going to be deflected off of the head. Taylor Fisher going to be forced to come out, and she will play a little game with number 17. That was Bailey Farrell of College of Wooster, and then end up picking it up.
Goalkeepers, they love that little trick of waiting until just the last second to pick it up. Usually it's a time-wasting tactic. I think from there, Fisher hadn't gotten to touch the ball in a little while, so wanted to have some fun in the process.
Far side out of bounds, Fighting Scots possession.
This is typically the part of the broadcast where we would discuss some of the other Adrian athletics going on today, but this is actually the only Bulldogs event taking place on this Sunday afternoon for the entire day, actually. Women's soccer, Adrian hosting College of Wooster. Happy you've joined us here on Adrian College TV.
Schumacher trying to cut through the Adrian defense, but lost control of it. As collision made there, as that was Huber, number 17 colliding with Bailey Farrell, number 17 of College of Wooster. So a foul and a free kick in potentially dangerous territory. If you're the Adrian defense, gotta be making sure you lock everyone down on defense. Here we go. Can the Fighting Scots knot this one up? It's going to go on net from a long way out, and Taylor Fisher makes a nice read on it. But a good strike into that one for Abby Showalter. Fisher.
Sorry.
Towards midfield.
Comes for Zoli. She's going to play it to the far post.
Eve Davis racing after it. Davis, nice pass today. Couldn't control it, though. Just a little out of her reach as she was setting up in dangerous territory. Instead, it's going to go back towards midfield. Nice move there by Bergeron to get around. That was Yaros. Anderson played forward. And it's going to go out of bounds.
Substitution now. Alana Earl, freshman out of Macomb, coming on for Adrian, and making an entry for the Fighting Scots is Maggie Stybie. Coming off the pitch, Katie Schumacher and Caitlin Dake. 23 minutes left to play in the second half.
So, College of Wooster trying to scrap and claw their way back into this one. Just need one to tie. As along the near side, tiptoeing the line, it's going to go out of bounds finally, but it'll be off of the Bulldogs. So College of Wooster trying to work quickly. Collision there. And it'll be a foul on Adrian College. That was Bergeron and Farson who made contact together.
That was dangerous from Bergeron because she lifted up the leg and her studs were showing, nearly going into the leg of Farson, as he said. Mahoney's going to be asked to back up here.
Yep, as it's going to be Stevie taking the free kick. Now she'll be instructed to move a little bit over more towards the side. Now Mahoney will drop back even more so. Stevie up into the box. Blanchard, though, quickly makes a break after it and then clears out of harm's way. Stevie played forward, though, for Maley, as it's going to be out of bounds as Blanchard forced Maley into a tough play there.
That was a really pretty flick by Maley to herself over the defender. I think we saw that same play from her earlier on in the match towards the beginning. Didn't quite work out in its entirety, but cool to see that skill and some creativity. Huber drawing the foul this time.
So Blanchard setting it up. 21:15 to go in the second half. Adrian College looking for their second win of the season. It would be their second win in 3 games as Blanchard skies it forward.
Next game after this for the Bulldogs will be on Wednesday. They take on the University of Michigan at Dearborn. That one on 7 p.m. right here again on Adrian College TV, taking place at Docking Stadium.
College of Wooster couldn't keep that one in. More substitutions coming in as it's going to be McKenna Mascaro checking back in,
replacing Sarah Hohenscheid.
Sydney Anderson along the far side.
Wooster will challenge Westminster on Tuesday. They'll host them at 5 p.m. So only a couple of days turnaround for both of these teams.
Adrian College looking to hold off College of Wooster here this afternoon and get back in the win column. Huber surveying her options. She'll just drop it back to Bergeron.
Really good patience because didn't have a lot of passing options. Instead of rushing it and creating a turnover, she really waited it out, controlled the ball well, and then reset the play.
Eve Davis had an opportunity off of a deflection. Second opportunity, Mahoney collides with a Wooster defender. That was, couldn't see the number there, who she collided with. They went out of bounds off of Mahoney. No foul called as both of them racing after the ball, and it will wind up just being a goal kick for the Fighting Scots.
Erica Beatty and Julia Struck coming on for Teddy Farson and Emma Yaros. Farson and Yaros, 2 of the leaders of this team. Yaros, a sophomore out of Westlake, Ohio. Farson, a senior, one of the captains. She's a midfielder out of Wadsworth, Ohio. College of Wooster, located in the town by the same name in the state of Ohio, making the trip up north today.
Making the just under 3-hour trip.
A little bit of a journey up here to Adrian, here in southern Michigan.
As it's going to be
Naomi Mann.
Taken away from Mann. Deflected off of a College of Wooster player there. Mascara now trying to play it forward for, I believe that was Eve Davis. As McKenna Mahoney now will try to track it down, but a nice play by Kelsey Maley to drop it back as Mahoney now with good pressure and will deflect it out of bounds.
Kelsey Maley had a goal line clearance with her head earlier on in the game. Had she not been in that place at an opportune time for the Fighting Scots, could very well be 3-1. Huber coming off, and Elise Fries, junior out of East Point, Michigan, coming on.
As she's nearly getting a takeaway there, as it's going to go out of bounds.
At this point in the match, Adrian has 2 options. They can try and push forward and add to their lead, or they can sit back and defend a bit and just look for this clock to run out. In my opinion, the best defense is a good offense, so the more that you're challenging your opponent in their own half of the field, the less chances you're going to concede. Although Wooster have made a habit of playing on the counter, so maybe not so in the way this game has gone.
Yeah, we saw that's how their first goal came. But Adrian College has done a good job of locking them down. They've had a couple of good counter-attacking opportunities since then, but nothing that's gotten by Taylor Fisher. He's off to another stellar start. Terrific year last year.
Great ball onto the path of Zoli. Even better cutback.
Zoli trying to find somewhere to go. She'll go to Foss Moen, who makes a nice move. Cutting back to her right, Foss Moen now surrounded by about 4 defenders trying to keep it alive. And it will be a foul. I think that's going to be on Foss Moen.
Yeah, Fossmoen lost possession, working hard to try and win it back, but in the process impeded the defender a little bit, so that's why we saw the foul call. I really like that quick build-up from Adrian, though. That was beautiful stuff from Zoli, who really cut it back quickly off the nice pass from Mascaro, and then a ball right into the feet of Fossmoen that Hatchie just made a little bit more tweaks into her run on goal. Very well would have had a premium scoring chance.
Cleared out of harm's way there by Bergeron, as a throw-in will proceed for College of Wooster.
Ellie Brug checking into the half line for the Fighting Scots.
This one played in. Opportunity potentially brewing here for College of Wooster. Good defensive play on Mascaro to halt that opportunity for the time being. Though the Fighting Scots still have possession, looking to set something up in the offensive zone. Played forward, that's number 9, Julia Struck, looking for somewhere to go. Bergeron had a good defense. Clear it out, but College of Wooster picks it up, and this one played just too far forward off the foot of Stevie, as she was trying to find Erica Beatty, who was in hot pursuit of the ball but couldn't. As we get a couple more substitutions coming on in. Leah Homan for Adrian and number 12.
That was
Ellie Brug.
Ellie Brug just came on for Lily Glaza, and Leah Homan for the Bulldogs came on to give Eve Davis a break.
Potentially something brewing here for the College of Wooster Fighting Scots, as they're going to get a collision and a foul. That's going to be on Adrian College. It'll be Leah Homan.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for Homan. Her knee just caught Worcester's player a bit, but tackle was a bit late, and whenever a knee is going into the stomach of an opponent, it's typically going to be a foul. Defending is paramount right now because you've done so much hard work to take the lead in this game. It would really be a shame to let in an equalizer and have this one finish as a draw.
Here we go, sent on in, deflected out. As it's going to be a corner kick, it went off of the Bulldogs.
Last touch from Emma Del Zocchio, so it will head out the end line. And Naomi Mann, junior out of Carmel, Indiana, to do the honors.
Naomi Mann sent on in. Is it's going to be headed out by Blanchard out of harm's way. Great defensive play there by Zoe Blanchard once more.
Blanchard's going to be an important player down the stretch, especially with Wooster possessing an Adrian's end.
Blanchard and Anderson both walled off. Julia Struck there.
Alana Earl entering the pitch, taking off McKenna Mahoney, has a goal here tonight. Scored her first of the season in the 28th minute, assisted by Kelsey Zoli. That was followed up by Josie Huber. Both those goals coming after Wooster took an early lead in the 12th minute thanks to Haley Kriz. It looked like things could be turning into a bit of a rough performance for the Bulldogs, but they responded in a big way, scored 2 consecutive goals, and that's the lead that's carried them to this point in the match. 13 minutes left.
Can they hold on? As College of Wooster has had some strong offensive possessions these last 5 or 10 minutes. Trying to get something going, getting around Mascaro, but good help defense coming for Adrian College. I believe that was Elise Fries. This one's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, Fries. That's a really good term. I like that. Usually basketball, you see the help side defense. Seeing it here on the soccer pitch as well. Perfect terminology to use in that scenario.
Yeah, Fries coming up in a big way on defense there.
How's the basketball team looking this winter for Adrian?
I'm excited for it. Looking for hopefully a good season. Adrian College getting back on the hardwoods. I want to say October, maybe early November. That's when they'll start seeing some live game action.
I was going to say, you're the right person to ask about hoops because I know you're the voice of Adrian College basketball. So
yeah, very, very excited for it. Head coach Tim Kaiser knows he's going to have a solid squad coming into this season. Him and Pete Smith running the show.
See if the basketball team can sort of keep pace with the NCAA Division III hockey team. They are defending national champs. Looking forward to doing some hockey commentary as well.
Yeah, you know, head coach Adam Krug and the rest of his squad looking to keep that train rolling on into this year.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Fall sports have been fun as well. Women's soccer team, by the looks of it, you know, the sky's the limit for them this year in the MIAA.
Yeah, looking to return to the top of the MIAA for the first time in a few years.
If they win this game, they'll improve to 2-2-1 on the year. Foss-Moen looking to make that happen. Sent out by Soroyce.
Good defensive play by Soroyce just to clear it out. Adrian College with a throw-in. The rain has been here a little bit, but as this one's played into the box, good opportunity for Adrian College.
Looks like Holman may have been dragged down to the ground there in the box. Tough one to call unless you're absolutely certain. Push in the back by a Wooster player. So that will result in a free kick for the Bulldogs.
Came just outside the box for College of Wooster.
A few moments ago, Foss-Moen with another just beautiful flick to herself over a defender, and then a beautiful cross Holman was trying to get on the end of. And it looked like maybe the defender had grabbed her and yanked her down, but dangerous chance for Mascaro now.
Yeah, here comes Mascaro off the crossbar. Stays out, headed forward, and it's going to go out of bounds as it was Elena Earl who had the second header opportunity. Couldn't really get a clean shot off towards the net, but it was off the crossbar on the initial shot from Mascaro.
That would have been an awesome moment. Second game back from injury, and one of Adrian's four captains, McKenna Mascaro, inches away from making it 3-1.
Collapsing down towards the Wooster box, but the Fighting Scots are able to hold possession for a little bit, but then Mascaro will collide in with Naomi Mann, and Naomi Mann will be tagged with a foul there.
It's really a senseless foul when Mascaro has body position, back turn to man, and just kind of a blatant shove. When you're trying to come back in a game with less than 10 minutes, you can't be conceding free kicks over and over, as we've seen in the past couple of minutes from Wooster.
So now it'll be Mascaro again taking the free kick, this time from a much farther away out. Mascaro into the box, looking for someone over the head of everybody, as it was, I believe, Sydney Anderson coming in at the very last moment, who nearly had an opportunity there, but just ran out of real estate as Cameron Nelson was also in hot pursuit of the ball in the box.
That was an interesting attempt because Anderson shot it directly up in the air. She just would have taken more of a light touch on it. I think it may have been headed for the goal. Alana Earl coming off, replaced by Huber. Also coming off for Wooster is Charlotte Sefcik, Julia Struck, and Erica Beatty. Fresh legs on in the form of 3 new players for Wooster as they look to mount a comeback, trying to find the equalizer late on here at Docking Stadium. They scored the first goal of the game. Haley Kriz got that one. Then back-to-back goals from Mahoney and Huber gave Adrian the lead, as it's a handball against Wooster there.
As you can see them, the Fighting Scots trying to work quickly as they're running out of time here, down to the last 8 minutes now inside Docking Stadium. It's good that the weather has cleared up, though, for us, with the chance of thunderstorms in the area. Knock on wood for, I guess, these last 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And then Adrian hoping this doesn't go into extra time.
Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised because the prospects of having a thunderstorm delay were pretty high. It looked like there's about a 90% chance of that happening from pretty much game time at 3 p.m. to about 5 or 6. Hopefully that will stay clear until the conclusion of this one as Davis comes onto the pitch, replacing Leah Holman.
Davis, one of the captains on this Adrian Bulldog squad.
Senior forward out of Canton, Michigan. Led the team with 12 assists last year. That's the second highest single season total in program history. So she's a really good passer.
Always looking to set up her teammates as Huber not happy with the call there.
Bumped into Maggie Steibe.
Sky down for College of Wooster. Anderson immediately clears it out.
Each chance for Wooster coming with a increasing amount of desperation as the clock continues to tick down. A untimely error from Chris that time. Don't see that from her often. Mahoney's going to come back in, taking off Zoli, who I believe has played the vast majority of this game. Finally getting a break.
Chris has been relatively quiet, the leading goal scorer, since her first goal. Since her goal that opened up the scoring here today.
Yeah, Zoli just got a pat on the back from Ali Alamdari after a great performance. Has an assist this afternoon. Beautiful ball into Mahoney that led to an extremely important first goal in this game after going 90 minutes without one against Heidelberg.
Nice play by Blanchard there to clear out that loose ball.
Blanchard is just so dependable for Adrian's defense. Very difficult to beat one-on-one. Anderson, a good effort there. Guess who? Zoe Blanchard again, just right place at the right time, hustling to get after the ball and stopping Worcester's offense in their tracks.
Midfield, bit of a collision. Nice move. College of Wooster trying to get an attack going here on the offensive end. Beautiful play as Fisher's going to have to come out of her box and scoop it up, as it was Teddy Farson who had the game winner a season ago in the 92nd minute, trying to gear up for what would be a game tire here in this one.
It's funny how we see several of the players that were important in last year's matchup playing a factor again here tonight.
Farson again gets by the defense, sends it on that tough angle, just ran out of room pretty much, as a bit of a breakdown on the defensive end.
The way her hips were facing away from the goal, probably would have been better settling it and looking to cut back to a teammate. But your eyes certainly do grow wide when you're running in on goal. It's right there. It's always tempting to just try your luck, and that's what Farson went for there, to no avail.
Dangerous opportunity goes by the wayside.
Another 3 subs for Wooster.
Trying to get fresh legs and create some opportunities here in the final 4.5 minutes.
And this is effectively a game of keep away for Adrian now.
Yeah, just kill off as much clock as you can.
Trying to keep it out of Worcester's hands as much as possible. And preferably out of their own end as well.
Mahoney couldn't keep it in. So near side throw-in coming here for Farrell.
After a game where we saw not a lot of action yesterday, scoreless draw, Adrian against Heidelberg, it's been nice to just see the skill and the activity of both of these opponents, as Mahoney with a foul, catching Piper Farrell there with a challenge to the legs. That looked pretty blatant, and yellow card well warranted. Mahoney given a warning.
So 3:41 now to go after that yellow card was given out to McKenna Mahoney.
And those fouls are not used as time-wasting tactics, because the clock stops when something like that occurs. That time it was Mascaro being bowled over, and now the referee's not playing around. Lindsay Philippi given the yellow card, and at this point in the game, you know, there's been so much persistent infringement, things like that, throwing the shoulder in aggressively or just late ticky-tack fouls, maybe wouldn't warrant a yellow card in the early stages of the game, but since they've occurred so often, it's really time to send a message and do away with some of the funny business in this match.
3.5 to go, Bulldogs. In a game that's starting to heat up in the chippiness end.
It always seems to late on in these sorts of games. Tight, 1 goal, the difference. Both teams desperately want to win, and you see the competitive edge sometimes turns into a little bit of nastiness.
Now, College of Wooster trying to get something going. Good play there to clear it out of bounds for Adrian College. As College of Wooster now working quickly. Got to find something here in the waning moments of this game. Foul called on Adrian.
Blanchard needs to stop complaining and get back. They're going to need her there in their own end. tough foul. I think it was really just repeatedly bumping into the back of the Wooster player. Another dangerous chance.
Yep, can they find something? Can they create some late game magic? Into the box, played forward. Fisher hardly has to move, and it falls right into her mitts.
I don't think she did have to move. Even with a couple of Wooster players running at her, she just calmly stood there and put the mitts out to grab it.
Racing after it was number 15. That was Foss Moen for the Bulldogs. She played it forward. Mahoney in hot pursuit, trying to make a play to herself. Couldn't. It's going to go out of bounds, though. So 2 minutes to go now.
This is big, getting possession deep in Wooster's end.
And I think if you're Sydney Anderson taking her nice little time to throw this one in. Little gamesmanship being played. Played into the far corner.
Foss Moen dropped. Wow.
Foul on Wooster. 90 seconds to go.
This is effectively a corner kick, pretty close to the flag. And again, try to milk as much clock as you can in the run up to this. They'll play it short to Anderson. She's going to take it to the corner and look to hold it there for as long as possible.
Good trap there, but there's going to be a foul.
Actually, I think he was just signaling for the throw-in for Adrian.
Yep.
Could have been a foul, too,
Could have been a foul, yep.
Looked like a foul to me.
Along the far side, ball just crammed into the corner. Tough to see who that was out off of. It's going to be on the Bulldogs. Final minute to go, so only a couple more opportunities for Wooster here in this one. It's going to be picked up by Nelson. Expect her to send this one down towards midfield. It's going to go off the hand, yep. So quickly, College of Wooster trying to set up off of the handball. 33 seconds.
That was a really bad bounce.
Yeah.
Poor time for that to happen. Pretty much the last chance of this game.
In the dying moments, this is pretty much going to do it. 20 seconds to go. Sent on in. Headed up by Mascaro. Out of harm's way. Foss Moen clears it down. Mahoney couldn't win the race after it. 7 seconds. Eve Davis up in the air. 3 seconds. And Adrian College is going to hold on for a huge 2-1 victory here at home and get back in the win column and revenge their loss from extra time a year ago against this College of Wooster program.
Wow, I mean, just a strong performance from Adrian. Left us on the edge of our seat. My heart was racing there at the end. Didn't know if they'd be able to pull it out. A couple of bounces going in Wooster's favor, but in the end, weren't able to put the ball in the net for the second time tonight. For Adrian, it was nice to see some goal scoring. Mahoney and Huber getting on the board, and just a lot of strong performances. Being rewarded for their efforts. They've worked so hard even in their game yesterday, the 0-0 draw against Heidelberg. But tonight, you know, sometimes soccer is, you know, it's not a fair sport all the time. Sometimes you can work really hard and you aren't rewarded for it. Well, today, Adrian, their hard work paid off, and they end it with a 2-1 win over Wooster.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining game from start to finish. The Bulldogs were able to hold off the Fighting Scots, and they will get back in the win column. Right back to it, though, on Wednesday here inside Docking Stadium. That's going to be against U of M Dearborn here right on Adrian College TV, as this will wrap it up for us today. Forrest Vernier running Top Can. Reagan Petrowski running the show at director for Kevin Keys and myself, Ryan Cuddy. We'd like to thank you for tuning in as the Bulldogs win it 2-1 here inside Docking Stadium.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.